Oh boy. Around 18 months ago, I turned my life upside down, quitting my job, selling my cars, buying a one-way ticket and flying 21 hours to the other side of the world, to Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. It was one of the most life-changing and stressful times that I've ever had, but was it worth it? So I decided to do this video to finally share my own personal experiences moving from the UK to Australia and the challenges that I have personally faced. Everyone's experiences will be completely different, but this is what the past 18 months have been like for me. And if you're thinking of doing a similar journey, then I hope this helps. The move at the time positively impacted my mindset, proving that I can overcome challenges, especially in moments of uncertainty and mental struggle. Being able to go to locations with my camera and capture moments where I was able to see some of Australia's most iconic locations with not another soul around, and quickly became my instant mental reset, and almost a form of meditation. From living on my own to making a 6-hour round trip to hike my first ever mountain at the Grampians National Park, and going to probably one of the most underrated hidden gems on the Great Ocean Road. Big statement, I know. As a relatively new photographer, I felt creatively free, riding a high that inevitably had its descent. Because, as I say, what goes up must come down. The best way to explain this is with a table called the settlement curve. And as you can see, you have this incredible high before and during the first few months because of all the new experiences. But then inevitably there is this massive drop due to any bad experiences or whatever it may be, which then slowly balances out to a happy middle ground, which is where I feel I am now. It's definitely been a roller coaster. So towards the end of this high, I started to have a few bad experiences, which made me question everything, to the point that wanting to take the 21-hour flight back home was all I wanted to do. While I still want to keep this a positive video for the most part, I will go through a couple of things now. Before I do though, I just want to share a bit about me. I'm someone that very much likes his own space. Even before COVID was a thing, I felt myself social distancing by choice. The reason being is it was more important to me to pursue a future in content creation, which took a whole bunch of my time, instead of socializing and meeting new people. That was just what was more important to me. And I can confidently say that I'm glad I made that decision, because I feel like I've gained so many creative skills that I can actually use going forward. However, as I'm getting older, finding new friends to share these experiences with is something I'm trying to lean more towards over experiencing things alone. One thing that I've noticed during my time here, while there are creative people around, everyone has their own lives and busy doing their own things. While there are many willing to help out, the distance that people have to travel to connect with other creatives, I feel is what makes it so difficult. And being an introvert, finding people locally to connect and share these experiences with isn't as easy as it sounds, personally. I have met some really nice people out and about, but on the other hand, I don't know whether if it was just bad timing or whatever, but I've also met some people that weren't so nice. And dealing with anxiety, that's not really what I want around me, which is a shame. But I guess it's the same for a lot of places. Finding a job here was also a struggle, to the point that the day that I managed to find a job, I was down to my last $100, which I probably should have planned for a bit better. But yeah, it's not easy finding a job, which I guess again is probably the same for a lot of places. For those of you that have followed me for a while, you will know that being around nature allows me to reconnect with myself, step away from the chaos of everyday life. However, after my previous points, and recently losing my car, not being able to travel or do any of my photography, my anxiety quickly increased to levels that felt all too familiar. As someone that deals with heavy anxiety every day, this move was one of the riskiest decisions that I've ever made. And in an effort to avoid the inevitability of overthinking when going through a massive change like moving to another country, I always try to jump in with both feet and going in with the mindset of whatever happens, happens. And that reason is why I'm one of the most spontaneous people you'll probably ever meet. But a lot of the time, the harsh reality of this is that you're never truly prepared for the situations that you're about to be thrown into. This is something I'll probably do another video on in the future, so if that's something that you would like, comment down below. So with that said, let's get into some of the positives. I also met some really nice people. For example, when I finished doing my hike to Mount Abrupt, I met a really nice couple from New South Wales. And after having a chat, we exchanged numbers, and they straight up said that if I ever go to New South Wales, that I'm welcome to stay, which was amazing. And I'm so grateful for that. Food is good, work-life balance is much better, and I basically love how you can just go to the beach or see any of Australia's hidden gems whenever you want. More or less. The places are what brought me here, and so far they haven't disappointed. And despite shooting photos in various locations, I've only encountered one snake, which I actually nearly ran over on my bike heading to work. So again, personally, it's not really how people say it is, as I'm still yet to see those massive spiders, which could just be down to the area that I'm in. So I moved here to pursue my photography and explore various creative avenues. Despite having family ties, I saw this place as a creative environment for my interests, and creating this video was quite a challenge. I aim to share my unique experiences, let's be honest, from the past 18 months, especially considering it was my first time travelling. I also wanted to present a balanced perspective. I didn't want to tell you, oh, this is the best thing ever, but I also didn't want to criticise it too much, because it is really enjoyable here. So going back to my original question, was it worth moving here? I think it was, and the challenges that I have faced and still will face will only help to develop me even further as a person and as a creative. All despite the past several months finding it difficult to find friends or connect with other creatives that are passionate about similar things, losing my car and fighting heavy anxiety. On a more positive note though, when you manage to find the right people, things are great. With that said, I feel like this place does give me what I've been missing back home. Fresh experiences, a sense of adventure and accomplishment. My plans going forward are to focus on my photography, filmmaking and YouTube. After doing none of it for the past 6 or so months while finishing work, I'm so ready to get back out there and start creating again. I have a short film coming out soon, as well as some trips that I've spent the last few months planning. A podcast is also in the works, in which I want to feature different photographers and talk about how they got started in photography and the different experiences that they've had whilst on their creative journey. As to my future here, well, I'm just going to see what happens and take things as they come. With that said, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I know it's been a different one. I might even do more videos like this alongside my regular content, showing more about me. I don't know, what do you think? With that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe, like and hit that bell notification to be notified whenever I upload another video. And until then, as always, I'll see you in the next one.